Man, get up here in the Zoloft to get your head right.
What's up? Welcome to the Zoloft. Now, if anybody butthurt about slaves being brought here against their will, nobody is keeping you here against your will. Black folks have been free to go back to the land they claim they've been stolen from for about a good 150 years now. Hey, what's stopping you? Ain't nobody forcing y'all to stay here. In fact, you'll have the occasional jackass out there who encourages you to leave. They be like, why don't you go back to Africa? And y'all get mad when they say stuff like that. Instead of being like, you know what, man? That's a good idea. I'm gone. It ain't like I've actually ever been there to go back to, but hey, why not? I am free to go to Africa. Why don't you go back to Africa, Zoe? I'm an American-born patriot, donkey hole. You trying to be mad because black folks got snatched away from Africa. But when somebody says, well, go back, you get offended. And on a side note, it is not cool to tell somebody to go back to where you came from. But on the other hand, it is uncool and illogical to stay in a country that you're free to hate. Yeah, go someplace else. But what's worse, most black folks are loyal to the party that will walk around with picket signs saying, go back to Africa. We don't want you in our schools. We don't want you in our jobs. We don't want you in our women. We don't want you in our country. But you vote for the Democrats who said all these things. Now, I reckon it's true that black slaves did not volunteer to immigrate here. But dang, too bad. They were snatched up by other black Africans and by Muslims and sold to Europeans. They were brought here involuntarily, yeah. But black folks have voluntarily stayed here. For all the complaining that Afrocentrics do, cursing this country and paying all these accolades to the motherland, they do not leave the country that they curse for the land that they were ripped from, even though they have the freedom to. Why is that? What's stopping you? Go on to Africa and live like the king and queens that you think that Africans live like, instead of staying here and being treated so poorly like you make it out to be like. So for you liberals yammering about blacks being brought here against their will, have you stopped to notice that black folks ain't making a huge exodus for Africa? And for anybody trying to give Ben Carson flack about calling slaves immigrants, that is nothing compared to you race-baiting liberals trying to compare the illegal immigration issue to Jim Crow policies. That's a real insult. Thanks again, y'all, for hanging out with me in the Zoloft. Make sure you share with your friends, family, even people who get on your nerves. Just remember, y'all, when you share and support my work, a little bit of leftism dies. Why don't you go back to Africa?